Good morning, Delaware. Welcome to Off the Shelf. We have a very special morning for you today. We are doing a live remote over at the Supplies for Scholars event put on by the United Way of Delaware County with so many other amazing community partners. I have got my regular co-host in the, pseudo station with us today. It is Molly Meyers, LaBadie. Hello, Molly.
Good
Welcome
morning,
back.
everyone.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks without you. We've missed you.
I have been off adventuring quite a bit. I have
Yes,
been in the sun a lot.
good. Good. That's what we need. We all need a little bit of sun this summer. And then joining me this morning, we have two wonderful friends from the Delaware County United Way of Delaware County. We have Kelsey Fox, Director of Community Navigation. Hi, Kelsey.
Morning.
And we have Brande Urban, Associate with her new title, Associate VP of Programming Initiatives. Hello and good morning.
Woo-hoo. Good morning. Thanks, Nicole. Hello. Hi, Molly. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Molly. Sorry. Lots of love.
I'm trying to wave at you, audience on the radio. I'm waving. I waved at Brande, so it's working great here.
Yeah, perfect. Everything's great. All right. Well, we are still going to, even though it's a very special show today, we are still going to go ahead and start off like we normally do, which is talking books. So, Molly, with all of your fun in the sun, have you had a chance to read?
Oh, I haven't. I've got a really good one.
Tell us.
I know. You ready? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I read a book called Book Lovers by Emily Henry.
Okay.
It is it's a beautiful sort of romance book. The story of this is our main character, Nora Stevens. She has worked really hard in her life to be an agent for authors, working with editors to get their books where they need to be. And she's got a best-selling author that she manages well. She manages everything in her life. But she also has a sister. And her sister, she feels great responsibility for. Well, one day her sister tells her, I've booked us a room in this little town and I have a list for you and we're going to find your romance. And so it plays with that idea of those romance books and movies, the tropes that come up in them. So she makes a list. We're going to go riding horses because I think you can find, that equestrian farmer or, rancher. You're going to find your cowboy this way. And we're going to go and save a small business. And she's got this huge list. And her sister, Nora, is just like, oh my God, no. But her sister is majorly pregnant. She cannot say no to her. So no sooner do they get into this small town than they go into a bookshop. She looks across the room and she's like, oh no, it can't be. Oh God, no.
And from her past, is it?
Her arch nemesis, the editor that has been the hardest one for her to manage. And of course, he's good looking. And before you know it, she's texting to see, is this really him? To see if he keeps checking his phone. And after like 8 texts, I love it took her 8 texts because I'd probably be the same. She's like, it's him. And of course, they run into each other in town and embarrassment ensues. It is the summer beach read / mountain cabin read / just in the evening, I need to escape into something hilarious. It's human though. They play with the idea of the romantic tropes without it being too much. Spicy level, I'd give it like a 2 out of 5 chilies. So there is some romance. It's not just hand holding. They are getting a little hotter than that, but it's by far not the spiciest book I've ever read. And I've got that list if anybody ever wants it of extremely spicy books.
The 5 chili pepper books.
Yes,
Yeah.
the 5 chili pepper books where you're reading it quietly to yourself and turning red because somebody else in the room is just in the room while you're reading it. This one is not that bad. It's not that intense, but the romance and the play, it made you feel good. It makes you think about your dreams and the person who supports them. There are nice twists and turns in this as you go through. So I have to say, this one's going pretty high on my list this year. Again, it's Book Lovers by Emily Henry. The crazy thing for me, so being a librarian, I'm friends with a lot of librarians on Goodreads. This one is almost all 5 stars with a couple of 4. And my friends are picky. I mean, especially romances, I feel like they tear them apart. Everybody said about the same thing. Everybody was like, this is my first Emily Henry book, but it's not going to be my last. So keep an eye on this author because, man, has she picked the book that I needed this summer.
Nice. That's awesome. She is on all the lists. I've seen the book cover many times. I love it. That sounds like so much fun. Kelsey and Brande, you guys are working hard. You're doing all the things. Are you reading anything? Is there anything great that's been on your list lately?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
I will preface this with 2020 will be my all-time most read year, and I'm comfortable with it staying that way, right? 100 books in 2020. I will tell you that in the years past, I have failed to maintain that same veracity, but I've read a few this past year that I've really enjoyed. So I pulled one of my most recent 5 stars, Iron Widow by Xiran Zhao. They are absolutely incredible. This is a non-binary Chinese American author doing something I have never seen done before, taking Chinese history and rewriting it in a kind of apocalyptic sci-fi future setting. So you have 18-year-old Xiran existing in this society where women and non-men are typically utilized in the way they fight their wars with an opposing alien race, and are led to believe that women are built to be sacrificed in this war for this planet that they represent. I like the chili rating system because this is right in that 2 chili spot as well. There's a little bit of romance. A lot of it's very surprising. But what struck me the most about this book, I read a lot of fantasy and science fiction, and a lot of it centered around morals and a lesson and being a good person. She takes this out of it. Everyone is purely dedicated to the character that's been created. A lot of anti-hero choices are being made. You're not necessarily rooting for any one specific character, but watching this world and the choices that they're forced to make. Also, giant robots. You gotta love giant robots being thrown in there with history. So I just got a lot out of this because the whole thing start to finish is very extra. She has the sequel coming out within the next year. I'm very excited to read it and see where she goes from there.
Very timely too. I think I just saw that either the House or the Senate in DC is having a hearing on UFOs this week. I can't wait to hear what comes out of that one as we go. But very, very timely talk.
Yeah. Okay, so say the title again. Did you say Iron Widow?
Iron Widow.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. And I think I need to follow you on Goodreads because it sounds like you're very well read. I know. So. Brande, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
I've been so bad. So I don't know if you ever have those times where you have a book that so I'm in a trilogy. I started out with Serpents and Dove and by Shelby Mahurin, I think it is. And I'm on the last one, which is Gods and Monsters. And I flew through Serpent and Dove. I had a hard time with Blood and Honey. I felt like it went really slow. And it's this trilogy about this woman who's fled her coven. She no longer tries to use magic. She steals. It's French witches. It's French witches against a church army. To kind of like break it down. Love the first book. Second book was slow, and the third book has been even slower for me. So I've seen other books and listening to biographies online, but I have held fast this, and I figured if I talk to you about this will push me to get through the 24 pages because I do love the characters a lot. I love Lou, the main French witch. I love how they weave in a little bit of that French language. And I don't know about you, when you read another language in your head, you're saying it out loud. So I am the worst at enunciation and pronunciation. So my husband will be on the couch and he's like, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "We."
Yeah, just ignore me over here speaking French. Yeah.
To Spanish, right?
Yeah, right. I
My
know.
own little world in that, but it's a little slow moving, but I've enjoyed it, and I love a good YA fantasy trilogy. And like I said, that first one propelled me, but a little slower on the third. But nothing. I think this third one's going to be great. I think I'm holding on to it a little bit like Harry Potter. My last Harry Potter book.
You know, I drug out that last Outlander as long as I could.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you go through too many Droughtlanders in my world.
Well, I'm going to give a really quick plug to a book that I'm reading that is going to be featured in one of our fall book discussions. That schedule is posted online now, so you can check it out. It is called, let me pull it up. I just had it right there. It's called Normal Family: On Truth, Love, and How I Met My 35 Siblings, and it's by Chrysta Bilton. This is a true story. It is about donor-conceived people, and it is a really interesting story that needs to be told. Donor-conceived people have been around for a long time. They have been around for many different reasons. It's more common now because people are more open to using science to have babies. But back in the 80s and 70s and things like that, it was not common. It was not something that was even allowed. Doctors wouldn't allow it if you were somebody who was, gay or lesbian, or if you were somebody who was even a woman who wanted to have a child on her own and did not have a partner. Doctors would say, "Well, where's your husband?" And they wouldn't even allow you to consider being a single adult. So Chrysta is the daughter. She is a donor-conceived person, and she is the daughter of a woman who had 2 kids. And where we meet her is she opens with having a family reunion because she has found out that she has 35 siblings who are genetically linked to her in some way. And she has invited them all to her house because she thought, well, we're here in this situation. We might as well make light of it and go ahead and, and meet each other. But then that's the opener. We do a quick flashback into the why. So we learn about her mother. We learn about her mother's history, why her mother went this route, and then what ended up happening. How did this donor, go all across the United States? How did the donor, get out of control? And what you learn is that even today, there is no legislation that really protects donor-conceived people, state to state, donor facility to donor facility. There's not a lot of protection in place. It's not being talked about a lot. And so this book kind of talks about it a little bit. And Chrysta opens up and tells her mom's story. She tells her story. And so, it's very interesting. It's called Normal Family: On Truth, Love, and How I Met My 35 Siblings. So it is a biography. It's very well written. And I'm actually listening to it. So I would recommend it.
I think I heard about her like a Good Morning America or a podcast or something.
Yeah.
I've heard this situation.
Mm-hmm. It's more and more common, of course. As I said, if no one's paying attention to it, then no one's regulating it, and so no one's really protected. So, but it's like a weird note to end on. You guys had such like high fun books that I'm just over here like, and then there's this girl with like 35 siblings because some buddy was out of control. But that's all right. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to head to a break, and we're gonna come back on the other side, and we're gonna talk about some awesome stuff, which is supplies for scholars. So stay tuned. Welcome back. You are listening to Off the Shelf with Delaware Library. We're always so happy to have you on with us. I am joined here with Molly Meyers, LaBadie. We're so happy to have you back.
Happy to be back.
And we're doing something special this morning. We're hanging out at the Willis Education Center with our friends from the United Way of Delaware County, Kelsey Fox and Brande Urban. And we're so happy because you have a massive event that happened yesterday, a massive event that is like happening still today. And then, so tell us about it.
Well, firstly, we want to shout out our staff member, Lauren Mussenden, who has really been our point person for this year's suite of Supplies for Scholars events. And this event is in its 10th year, the 10th time we've done Supplies for Scholars, and it's evolved so much over the years. At this stage, we now have 2 large main events here at Willis and 4 mobile events that take place throughout the community. So we had a great day out in Ashley. We're able to serve about 100 of our neighbors at that location with our friends from Delco Water volunteering. Last night was awesome. Thursday night's always our biggest day for folks to RSVP. We had about 800 registrants coming through. So we were able to do the haircuts, the vision screening, the dental cleaning. We have a blacktop full of community partners. We have a team of, between all 6 events, around 200 volunteers that make this happen. This is truly something the Delaware County community has wrapped its arms around to make sure all of our students are set up for success. By the end of next week, after we've had our final 3 mobiles, we anticipate that we will have served another 2,500 Delaware County students.
So for people who have never heard of this event before, it's called Supplies for Scholars. It sounds like what it is, but truly, like, what is it? When kids like walk up, what are they going to experience?
We really pride ourselves on adopting the choice model that's been put into place at a lot of our Hunger Alliance partners in their food pantries. So you are not being handed a backpack full of school supplies. You are entering this experience. So we have school administrators that are here to greet you at the front door, take your ticket, talk you through what all we have to offer that day at the main event. And you are then able to go hang out at the blacktop, where you're going to be able to meet with our community partners, get some free giveaways, play some games. There's some cool jams out there on the blacktop. And once your number is called, you enter the shopping zone. We have 3
perfect.
Yes.
set up for you and some shoppers. So that might be somebody from a local school district or law enforcement or one of our community partners or one of our corporate donors who have gone through our training and are there to help you pick out exactly what you need for your bag. Each station has been verified by our school district partners, so we know exactly what supplies are the most important for students to have. And if there are, let's say, we're not messing around with any kind of off-brand pencils. There are Ticonderoga pencils.
Nice.
Teachers have the right kind of dry erase markers for their classroom. We have Expo markers. So we have all of this set up. Your trusted volunteer is walking each individual student first to pick out a backpack. They start by getting that meat and potatoes of the whole situation. They pick out the backpack that will be their backpack for the year. And then each section will have a list for their grade level, how many items they need to take from that station all the way down to the end. And ding dong, it is a Kona Ice ticket. You are able to go outside and grab your Kona Ice. Now, in the meantime, we're all back and forth on walkie-talkies, right? We're very self-important with our walkie-talkies. Cut station, send them on up. Hold up. We have plenty of kids over here to visit Grace Clinic. Let's see if some more want to go in shopping. So we're all in constant communication to make sure the event flows smoothly because we do all this in 2 hours. We start and end in 2 hours and we get everybody in and out and served and off to enjoy the rest of their summer in that 2-hour time frame.
That is so amazing. And what a gift it is to the community. People who come, do they have to meet income eligibility? Do they have to meet particular places where they live, work, play, go to school? Like, how do people learn about this and how do they get involved?
We're very grateful to be able to serve the community as a whole. We treat this from the philosophy of if you are seeking success academically during the school year, we do not need to report your income guidelines. Information that we collect, we want to know what grade you were in, and we want to know what school district you went to. That helps us prepare better for the next year. It is work, play, pray. So typically we're seeing our most populous 4 school districts as the primary target audience. But let's say somebody's staying with grandma at one of our older adult affordable housing communities. Grandma can absolutely bring grandkids in to be able to send them off to the next piece. You know, we've got folks who participate in the faith community in Delaware County, but maybe live just over the line in Morrow County. You're coming with your VBS friends to walk through the line at Supplies for Scholars. Come on through. We'll get you taken care of.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful.
That's really wonderful. Molly, what were you going to say, Brande?
Grandparents, parents walking through with them, and they're appreciative. But what's so nice is they're getting connected with all the agency partners in our communities that can, assist them throughout the year. This is just one piece that helps them out. It's just a great start to the school year for all the partner agencies we work with, like yourselves, and just ensuring that everyone's taken care of throughout the year. And this is a great way to start it off. But we've had teachers and superintendents tell us about what it means to see kids walking through in their doors that first day, and they've got that haircut, they have their new shoes from people in need. They are equipped and ready to go just like any other kid, like you and I were. So
yeah, exactly. And I think this is one of the library's favorite events too, because not only do we get to see those kids who are going back to school and how proud they are with their new backpacks, but then we also get to tell them, and did you also know that the library has lots of free books and things like that you can do? And then we also tell them, if you've got little siblings or maybe you're a kindergarten or first grader, we've also got resources like ABC Mouse that you can get free as an app on your parents' devices right now too. And so this is absolutely one of our favorite events.
And don't forget, one of the best back to school supplies you can get is your free library card. I love telling people that we're one of the best supplies to pick up.
It's perfect.
Love having the library here for folks. And as much as this is an event to make sure people have the school supplies they need, it's also community building, right? That's Absolutely. A major resource from any income level, is that sense of community and building your supports and building your connections. And it's a really wonderful day to see how well Delaware County works together.
When I started here, I think that was the most impressive thing to me. I don't know if the people living in Delaware County realize how well all of the organizations here work together. When one has a need, another one picks it up. We have each other's backs, and we're here to serve our community. And I've just never heard of a community flowing as well as Delaware, and it is something every resident should be proud of.
I always say that, Molly, when someone new comes into our staff, watch how people really root for you to succeed from other, government, law enforcement. All of us want each other to succeed, to help out our community. It is a really unique piece.
Delaware cares about Delaware.
Yes.
And that is just a beautiful thing. So exciting.
Today we are at the Willis Education Center. Again, we're talking with Kelsey and Brande of the United Way of Delaware County about their amazing Supplies for Scholars event. So we're here at the Willis Education Center until, is it 11 this morning? And then you guys have mobile. So go ahead and plug us where you're going to be, where we're going to see you in the next week or so.
Well, you'll see us on Wednesday over at Woodward Elementary School in Delaware. We will be there from 11 to 1. Summer lunch has come to a conclusion, but we love going to Woodward because it's right around the corner from us. We know sometimes it's hard to get across William Street. We've got a lot of our families that live on the south side of Delaware, and we know that they've been very comfortable with the Woodward cafeteria for summer lunch for the bulk of the summer. So we're excited to be back. Last year was the first time we incorporated Woodward, and it was already one of our largest mobile events. I think there's a lot of opportunity for folks that maybe registered for a main event, had life happen, and weren't able to make it. So there's the opportunity to come over to Woodward Elementary School on August 2nd from 12 to 2 p.m. I may have misspoke earlier. That one is 12 to 2. And then 2 more. So then we'll be up over with our friends in the Olentangy district offices. That is located at 7840 Graphics Way in Lewis Center. So if you're familiar with the Board of Developmental Disabilities, it is just a zip. This is going to also be our second year at that location, though we've always done a Lewis Center location. So grateful to be partnering with Olentangy Local School District to be able to offer that. So folks will be able to come to that from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on August 4th. And last one, we are wrapping up Supplies for Scholars season with our friends at the Sunbury Community Library. So we will be there at 44 Burr Drive in Sunbury, Ohio, from that 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. time frame. So we're looking forward to seeing our Big Walnut friends out there as well.
We still have
and all of these are open for walk-ups. We have closed registration. Registration is not required. We just want to get kind of a solid idea of how many folks to expect, but we welcome walk-ups. We always bring extras. We'll make sure everybody gets served if you haven't had a chance to register and you'd like to come see us at one of these mobile events.
Awesome. Well, we can't thank you enough for everything that you do for the community, for our students. Visit the United Way. Visit Strengthening Families. They're on the second floor of the Willis Education Center. They've got a really cool book vending machine, but I'm not going to say anything else about that because you've got to go check it out. And we are running so short on time because you guys have so much wonderful information
too much fun
to share. Yeah. Wonderful information to share. I'm even like, we normally do our events here at the end of the show, but you know, it's the week of the jigsaw puzzle swap, so make sure you get your jigsaw puzzles out this weekend at the Orange Branch Library. And other than that, I think you just need to visit United Way, Delaware County, Strengthening Families, Supplies for Scholars, visit the library. And I thank you guys so much for being on the show this week.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much. Thanks for having us.
We love partnering with you.
Same.
Yes, we love partnering with you too. Keep your eyes, listeners, on all of our calendars. There's more exciting things happening that we just don't have enough time to talk about. There'll have to be another show coming up in September. All right. Well, until next time, listeners, we will see you in the stack.